This is a short video to show us how to get our vehicle winter ready for the forthcoming months. Now, one of the most important things to ensure that we do to get our vehicle ready for winter is to check the tread depths and the pressures of our tyres on a regular basis. Now, to do that, I need two small devices. Those two small devices being a tyre pressure gauge, which can be picked up from your local motor factors or the supermarket for as little as £2, and we can also pick up at the same time as picking the pressure gauge up what we call a tread depth gauge. And I'm going to show you how to use both of them. Alright, so to carry out the tyre pressure gauge readings, I come down to my tyre and I locate the tyre pressure valve in the tyre, and I fit my tyre pressure gauge into the valve and take my reading. So if you're unsuccessful the first time, go in again, and I get my tyre pressure gauge reading. In this particular instance, it's 30 psi. Now, if you're unsure of what the tyre pressure reading should be, you can always refer to your owner's handbook, or usually there's a sticker somewhere around on the car that gives us an idea of what those tyre pressures should be. Right, so moving on from the tyre pressure gauge, I'm now going to use my tread depth gauge. Now, the tread depth gauge fits in to the valleys of my tyre, and what this will do is it will give me an indication of how much tread is left on the tyre before I need to change it. Now, the minimum requirement for a tyre is 1.6 millimetres. This will give me a clear indication on how much in millimetres there is left on the tyre, and my reading off of this tread depth gauge is 5 millimetres. So the 5 millimetre tread depth is quite a good depth for going into winter. Alright, I wouldn't want anything less than that really, and what I would do is I would measure the tread depth across the whole width of the tyre, and I would take an average. And I would repeat that process on all four tyres. So now we've had a look at the tyres, let's take a closer look at the wiper blades. Alright, so we're going to have a look at the wiper blade on this near side of the vehicle. So the reason that we're going to check the wiper blades on the vehicle is purely and simply because the wiper blades are extremely important to clear the vision for the driver when they're driving along the road. Poor windscreen wipers are going to give us smears and dirt left on the vehicle's windscreen, which is going to impair the driver's and passenger's view, and that can be really dangerous. So the easiest way to check a wiper blade is by lifting it off the actual windscreen of the vehicle and flipping the wiper blade over so that you can see the actual rubber blade that is fitted to the vehicle. Now, this wiper blade, this rubber piece, should be free from nicks, gouges, and that the blade should be complete all the way along the length of the wiper blade without it coming away from its backing. If it's coming away from this backing, it's split, then it is then time to replace. Now, these wiper blades again are available at most places. Most supermarkets sell them also as well. All we need to do is measure the total length of the wiper blade for each side and get an equivalent pair. And then once we've checked them, just pop it back down against the windscreen, and I do the same with the driver's side. So now we've checked the wiper blades, we're now going to move on to looking in the engine bay and looking where the screen wash needs topping up. So I'm going to open the bonnet through the catch under here. To have a look in the engine bay. So the next thing that we're going to look at in the engine bay is the location of the screen wash reservoir. Now, the screen wash is used to help clean the vehicle's windscreen, once it's got covered with dirt, dust, dirty rain, etc. So the screen wash reservoir is okay in all different places in the entry bay on each car, but it can always be found by looking for the symbol that looks like this. Every cap will be a different colour, some are yellow, some are blue, some are white, some are black, etc. But you will always generally find this particular symbol on that reservoir for the screen wash. Now the importance of checking the screen wash is not necessarily how much is there, but how strong it is. We recommend that the screen wash is concentrated into a 50-50 mix, so that's half water, half screen wash, and that should be good enough to remove any excess dirt, grime, and dirty water from the windscreen of the vehicle.